the 10th National Assembly relies so much on the work of NEITI. Just like Chairman have said, the committees work jointly these days because who believes working together we can achieve the desired result. So both the Committee on Gas, both the Committee on Midstream, both the Committee on Upstream, both the Committee on Downstream in Petroleum Resources, both in the Senate and the House of Representatives, we are working together. Most of the materials with which we have been using in our work, I can tell you, Bodhi, that 60–70% of them comes from the investigative work of NEITI. So once more, you are welcome to the National Assembly. We must commend the work and vision of the Global Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative in promoting transparency, accountability, and good governance in revenues from natural resources in resource-rich countries like ours. The Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NEITI, has recorded giant strides in ensuring transparency and accountability in the management of Nigeria's oil, gas, and mining revenue. Also, we must commend NEITI for their giant strides and courage in pursuing the mandate and mission in our extractive sector. The openness, transparency, and partnership we enjoy with NEITI have never been like this in the National Assembly before. In truth to our partnership, and for the first time in the history of the House of Representatives, we successfully led the NEITI 2021 Oil and Gas Report on the floor of the House of Representatives on Wednesday, the 25th of October 2023, via a motion in compliance with the provisions of Section 4.3 of the NEITI Act. The House, through its Petroleum Resources Committees, has commenced its consideration, investigation, and working on all the recommendations from the report. The outcome of this review will be made public and implemented accordingly. So it is the first time since the NEITI Act was made that the House of Representatives have gotten the reports of NEITI laid on the floor, and that is because of the excellent work of Dr. Obonaoji-led leadership. The Senate have done that some years back, but this was the first time that the House of Representatives was doing it. As a joint committee, our agenda is targeted at introducing key amendments to the Petroleum Industry Act so as to ensure stronger provisions for clean energy transition. We also focus on reviewing the NEITI Act to grant NEITI statutory powers to implement the findings of their investigation and possibly execute the recommendations of their report. We are also considering granting NEITI powers to prosecute those found to be in breach of extant laws, strengthening the governance structure of NEITI, placing more emphasis on crucial disclosure requirements of the EITI, especially as it relates to contract transparency and beneficial ownership, independent funding for NEITI, timely review, and action on reports by the National Assembly, among others. We are also working with sister petroleum and oil and gas-related committees with a view to ascertaining those who operate extractive industries in Nigeria so as to deepen transparency and public oversight of the industries through the Parliament. We also seek to pursue the recovery of public funds that were either mismanaged, wasted, or yet to be remitted from the extractive industries. It is also our desire to ensure that there is accountability on the part of state-owned extractive industries so as to ensure that greater value and revenue is derived from the sector for the good of the nation and to foster a sustainable energy transition. As part of ways to ensure the success of our legislative agenda, we have secured the partnership and support and commitment of over 70 federal lawmakers as would-be co-sponsors for the critical bills which seek to review some provisions of the NEITI Act and which we believe will help to fully realize the objective of NEITI, expand and achieve the desired transparency in the extractive industry. It is our belief that without transparency in the terms that form the basis of transactions, commodity trading is vulnerable to corruption, which will in turn jeopardize public revenue. Therefore, transparency in the extractive industry sector ensures that all parties understand the terms upon which trading takes place, and how this will affect the funds available for public expenditure and development. You are coming at a very important time when the NEITI leadership has built a stronger relationship with lawmakers both in the House of Representatives and in the Senate. NEITI has done very well, and it is now focusing on a new reformed future built on stronger transparency initiative that will see Nigeria recover more revenue and value from the extractive industry, and also have enough resources for seamless transition into the new energy future. We applaud the Global Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative for providing leadership and guidance for some of the critical reforms, which we have taken cognizance of, and we ensure that our legal framework is in tandem with the guiding principle of NEITI and the global best practices. Lastly, we congratulate NEITI for its effort, which led to Nigeria topping the world ranking as one of the best implementing countries. This is highly commendable, and we will continue to work together to sustain this progress. We are ready and willing to cooperate with NEITI as we desire to see NEITI operating at its maximum capacity with its available resources to achieve its policy and regulatory objective and be accountable to the Nigerian people.
We have already developed a national response comprehensive action plan, which we have shared with all the agencies concerned. And we're going to share them also with the relevant committees to look at, to help your tracking, monitoring, and legislative oversight. We have tied them to timelines, and this will be shared with you. On behalf of the delegation and the international chair, Right Honorable Helen Clark, the reconstitution of NEITI, NSWG, which is the board, was of primary importance to the international body.
The National Assembly, especially the 10th Assembly, we are committed in achieving it. We must get the job done. Nigeria must return back to where we used to be. In the next few days, we'll be celebrating 20 years. And for us here, we see it as an achievement. We will sit back, even when you've gone, to deliberate on the submissions we are going to get and look at our laws vis-a-vis where amendments are needed or where new laws are to be. We will, but we are assuring you.
The senior members of the executive branch have made the commitment to attend to this issue promptly with due care to make sure that work is done in an open and transparent manner, that to avoid undue political interference in that process, but rather to make sure that members appointed to such an important body have the capacity, the technical expertise to undertake such an important work. So we look forward to that work, and we believe this august body has a role to play in monitoring that.